Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd take you on another walk while we have some snow here in the forest, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it looks here and also talk about a few things that have come to my mind in the beginning of this year and regarding going outside and stretching your comfort zone a little bit. So I hope you enjoy this video, and now I'll take you around in this forest a bit with me. Had to put my hair up in order to be able to talk. It's annoying if it's like going everywhere. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm really happy with the snow we have this year. It's not normal, I think, because for the last few years we had less and less and less snow each year. Like, it at least felt this way. But I hear that like the polar vortex crashed or something in the beginning of January, which is the reason why they had a lot of snow in Spain, and we have some cold weather here as well. But I am glad we have some snow because I love it. I love winter. I don't know if you've seen the first video I made in the forest, but a lot of you liked it, but then there are also a lot of people who just didn't watch it. It did not do good on YouTube, but I thought some of you really loved it, so I'll do another one. Now today I really want to talk about stretching your comfort zone or doing things that you don't feel like doing. Because I think it's very interesting. Sometimes the things that we really don't like doing are really good for us. When it comes to me, this example is really true for going outside in the morning. I usually don't like getting up that early. I don't like just getting out of bed if I don't need to, and so I never really am outside in the morning. Now it's not super early now, but I did set an alarm for 7 o'clock and I wanted to go outside because I knew I wanted to shoot this video, and I thought like that's a good reason to just get up. That will make me get up and go outside in the morning, even though I did not have to. But then I looked outside and it was just too dark, so it didn't make sense to go outside. But I think that's also true for like doing sports, just moving enough, doing new things, finally like just doing some things that you don't like to do, but you already know that it would be good for you if you did these things. And another thing that I've done for the past 2 months now is trying to get in 10,000 steps a day. Now I do not want to lose weight. I do not want to I don't have any physical goal with it other than just that I know that I'm happy outside, that I know that I'm happy when I'm able to move my body, and that I know that it's just healthy for you. Especially now that my son is not in school, that I work from home, I do not really have any reasons to leave the house other than going grocery shopping like once every 10 days. So we really try to go on a walk each day, or just I go outside with my son and he plays and I walk around, or I'm just outside. And these 10,000 steps, I think it's two things. So on one hand, I don't want to control myself too much. I don't want to give myself a number that like determines what I have to do if it's not like really necessary. But on the other hand, I think these 10,000 steps really help as a motivator to actually do it. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that for a longer time, but for now it really just feels very good to have something that makes me go outside each day and try to get just to try to get on a walk, try to move my body a bit more. And I also think it's very, very important to just keep a good balance, because I think it's not healthy if you push yourself too much, if you like always try to improve yourself, if you always try to be better, get up earlier, get in more work, and just always like if you always try to stretch yourself, always do uncomfortable things, I don't think it's the healthiest way to live. But on the other hand, just always staying in your comfort zone, never changing anything just because you don't feel like it, just because it feels hard, isn't the solution either, I think. And during the past few years I really had that question and always try to balance these two things of like, how much do I want to do things I don't like in order to learn new things, in order to, for example, get my degrees in social work, because I really did not like being in university. How much do I want to, for example, get up early, even though if I don't have to, because I really don't like doing that. I really like sleeping until I feel like I had enough sleep. And I think that's super healthy. I think we do not value sleep enough in our society at the moment. because we're so focused on work. But on the other hand, again, I think it has to be a good balance. I think we have to find a balance between like doing things you don't want to do in order to achieve things that you maybe do want to have, in order to do things you know will be good for you, but that are just hard to do in the first place. On the other hand, just sometimes understanding that you cannot, sometimes understanding that you deserve to sleep in, to not do sports, to do whatever makes you happy, to just sit in front of the TV or in front of YouTube and watch YouTube videos because that's just what you feel you need or what you feel you want to do. And I think that has to be okay as well. And I would be really interested in knowing how you handle this. Like, do you push yourself a lot, or do you allow yourself to just be how you are but not push yourself? And do you have the feeling that if you don't push yourself, is there change happening, or are you like stuck then because you don't push yourself? Because I think both things are possible. I don't think there's a solution for everybody. I don't think it's the same solution for everybody. And I think we all have to find a balance between pushing ourselves and allowing ourselves to just do what we feel like doing. Now it started snowing again, at least a bit more again, and it's beautiful. But I think tomorrow it's gonna rain, so that's sad. Then maybe our winter is gonna be over. Maybe there's gonna be more in a few months, but I just don't know. Look, it's beautiful here. Have this creek, and it's not frozen. There's like a lot of snow in there that's melting at the moment. But yeah, I enjoy my morning walk. I never really go on walks alone. Usually I go with my family, but today, like for filming a video, it's just easier if I go alone. And by the way, the reason that I don't have a hat, even if it's so cold out here, is that I gave mine to my boyfriend because he lost his, and now because it was a fair fashion hat that was only made of 100% cotton, it stretched out because his head is bigger, and now it doesn't fit me. But I can use my scarf instead of a hat. But for the future, I think I'll get another winter hat. So if you have a good brand that makes sustainable winter hats, let me know. And I thought I'd also share a few of the things with you that I said that I want to push myself more, because I know they are good for me. Like, one of them is actually drinking more water. It's so hard for me because I don't feel thirsty often, but I think my body still needs more water. You can see my lip is cracked here, and that is happening like all the time, especially during winter when the weather is colder. But even though I use lip balm, it doesn't really work, and I think the problem is really not drinking enough water. So it seems to be such an easy thing, but it's so hard somehow. And that's just one thing I try to do better. Like, I try to push myself because I think, no, it's good for my body. I know I'm happier if I don't always struggle with this cracked lip. So I hope I'm gonna be able to finally change that, because I've tried to do that for years now actually, and somehow it's a bit hard. So if you know a good trick to make habits like that stick, that are so easy but that you have to do several times a day, let me know, because that would be really helpful to me. One of the other things is really going on more walks, being in nature more. And now, while it's really hard during this time to explore new places, I just try to go to the forests I know well, and that has worked well. I can link you the video where I talk about forming that habit, going on more walks, and how easy that was, because it really just something that I enjoy. But for other things, it really is not that easy. I think another thing is restricting my media consumption, and I've talked about that in other videos before as well. But that's something that I'm really not sure what I want to do. Because as I told you before, I think it really has to be a balance. And I really enjoy watching YouTube videos. I really get so much value from them. I love watching things of real people that talk about their real lives and their real struggles and achievements and things like that. So I really enjoy watching these videos, and I think I've learned so much from them. But on the other hand, I think I do spend maybe a bit too much time in front of the screen. The same goes for Instagram and reading the news now as well and things like that. And while I think it's very important to be informed, and it's also a good thing, especially because I create content as well, to actually be on Instagram, to connect with other people, to look what they're doing, I think that's totally fine, but on the other hand, it really again, there has to be a balance, and that's something that I also have been struggling with, but that where I don't really know what my goal is, and therefore it's kind of hard to change it. And so for the past few years, I've just allowed myself to kind of feel what feels right for me. But that results, I think, in still a bit too much of it. And yeah, we'll see if I manage to change that or what I'm going to do about that. But if you have good tips, again, let me know. Another thing I wanted to talk about was my New Year's resolution. I don't know if you watched the video, I can link it up here as well for you. But I thought that I don't really want to set goals with like numbers and deadlines and things like that. But that I just wanted to find like a good everyday balanced life that makes me happy, that is like a sustainable routine that I can follow for a long time, where I know that it's like going somewhere. Like again, sustainably building a life that I enjoy, that is good, even though if there's nothing really extraordinary happening every day, because I think that's the reality. And I wanted to talk about how that is going so far. Now we're not even through January, and there's one thing that is like a bit annoying, and that has to do with work-life balance, which I talk about in another video that I will always also link up here for you. But that it is so hard for me to find a work-life balance, and it's the opposite of what I thought, because until now I always like procrastinated, did not want to do my work for my like university and things like that. But now, since I'm done and since I'm really enjoying working on this YouTube channel, I always do too much. And one reason is that I just like doing it, and I think that there is a lot of work, even though I want to really like see how much work it actually is. Yeah, again, focusing on a good balance where I do not work too much, where I do not work on the weekends, where I build something that is sustainable and that will not lead into burnout. But then the other thing is, and I really want to do that, and I'm working on that, but the other thing is that my son is not in school at the moment because of the situation. Now I totally understand why they closed schools, hoping that everything would be easier and that things would progress positively faster. But that makes it so hard, because I know, I think all of you that are maybe stay-at-home moms or that have kids, like, no, it's a full-time job. It feels like it, at least. And even though, of course, it is possible to get things done, it's harder to build that routine. So there's, it's somehow hard to fulfill my New Year's resolution, the thing that I'm trying to do this year, because other things are stopping me. And while I really love change, while I love things that are unpredictable, I love adjusting to new situations, that is something that I do not have under control. And now I'm kind of just waiting until things settle down and until we have like our normal day routine again, where he can go to school, which would make it easier for me to build my like work-life balance, working routine, to like actually see how much work it is, what I can get done, what I can like pick up, like new projects and things like that. Because now it's just super hard. I try to get work done whenever possible. I am tired in the evening. I don't feel like I managed to have a good balance, but on the other hand, it's not my fault at the moment, because it's so hard at the moment, because we have like different circumstances that we would usually have. And while I think it's super interesting talking about all of the things like reaching goals, setting intentions, trying to push yourself to be a better person, or just allowing to be yourself, I think we can find a solution for ourselves, but it's also okay if you do not have a solution for now. I think it's also okay if you just like sometimes try one way and then again try the other way. It's also, I think, okay if you change your mind about these things. Like, I know so many people say like the only way to be successful is by setting like clear goals, monetary goals, goals with numbers, goals with deadlines. And I believe that to be true if you define success by like reaching a goal that you have set for you a long time ago. And I definitely have these goals. I definitely want to like hit my 10,000 steps each day, but I also don't want to feel bad if I don't. Like, I don't want to make my feelings and my happiness and my success be determined by a number. Train passing through, that's city forest for you. And while I think it sometimes is really a good thing to push yourselves, there have been so many things that made me so happy just because I did something that did not feel 100% comfortable, but because I pushed myself, because I wanted to achieve something, because I wanted to be like able to do something that I wasn't able to do at that moment, that I had to learn something for, that I had to be in an uncomfortable situation. My whole bachelor's degree did only happen because I pushed myself, and I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it for so many things. But also I think we have to, like, I think there's not enough of us just letting ourselves be, letting ourselves enjoy a moment, and not always defining success and happiness by always being better and better and better. Now I get it. I think change is something wonderful. I think also evolving and learning is beautiful and important, but I don't think it's the only thing, and I think it has to be okay to sometimes not do anything, to sometimes fail at your New Year's resolutions and things like that. So I think while it can be very rewarding, and while it can be so much fun, like defining your success or achieving goals and trying to achieve goals, I also think it is super important to not define our value by how we achieve goals or how we can push ourselves. I think our value is just us being human. We don't have to do anything to be valuable. And so I think it's very important to find a method, to find a mindset to actually be happy even without achieving things. And while it is necessary, of course, to work, to achieve things, to earn money, and while again it is so much, it can be fun and it is very rewarding, feeling like you accomplish something, I really think there's more to life, and I think it cannot all be about pushing yourself and pushing yourself harder to reach more and better and faster and everything like that. So I encourage you to sometimes really take it slow and allow yourself to just do what you feel like doing. I hope you like this video, and let me know what other kinds of videos you would want to see me doing outside, or what other topics you would like me to talk about, because let's be honest, if they don't do so well on YouTube but I still enjoy doing them, I really don't have to care about the subject when it comes to algorithm or what I think will get like a lot of clicks. If I just do it because I want to do it and because I want to answer a question for you or talk about something that you are interested in, let me know what these things would be, because then I would think about doing other videos outside in nature, talking about the things that I think are still important but that maybe you won't do that well for the YouTube algorithm, because I think you understand why, right? I have to have a certain success with my channel to be able to support my life with it, but I also want to be here for you and talk about the subjects that you are interested in. So I hope you like this video. If you want to see more, I link you a video and a playlist right here. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!